Oh boy, it's been a little bit since I've done this. What's up, guys? I know it's been a little while. Life got kind of crazy busy for a little bit, and I just didn't ever feel like picking up the camera. But it's a new day today, so we're gonna go ahead and try to do this again. Welcome back to the channel. Don't remember, this is my little turd of a car here. Old Snot Rocket. I planned on posting some videos earlier this year, specifically TogeCon and some other events I went to, but every time I picked up the camera and recorded, it just never went and edited the videos. A couple of things are different. I technically wrecked the car a few weeks ago. It snowed and, well, had no brakes, so I ended up busting a hole in the grill and destroyed the splitter, but got a new grill put in. Worry about the splitter at another time. It is currently not my daily anymore. I actually paid it off, and it started having some issues with some boost issues. So for the time being, I was like, I can park it. And so I picked up nice little daily 93 Skyline GTST 25. However, there's a caveat: it does not have the original motor in it. Super clean car, 71,000 miles. This is the new car on the channel. There's actually one more new vehicle, but it does not have four wheels. It has two. I've also got a motorcycle. I'll show y'all here in a little bit, but I know what y'all are gonna say. It's an auto. Yeah, it's an auto, but it's a good daily. Like I said, super clean. Didn't really need anything, so I'm just gonna drive it, enjoy it for what it is. Now, the one thing about this car is it is a 25T, but it actually had the drivetrain pulled, and as you can see from the wheels, it is a 4-lug, not a 5-lug like it should be, because they needed the drivetrain out of this car for a different project, and so they pulled it and put an RB20E single cam. I know, sad, but they put that in there. I mean, the only things that are really wrong with it is it's gotten something scraped up against it pretty badly, and then whatever it was, I think, came up here, left a dent there and a dent there. But just cosmetic. Everything works. Heat works, AC works, rear antenna, it still works, so I'm happy with it. The Celica, it is back running. I guess pretty okay. I wouldn't say it's great. It's got issues where if you try getting into it full throttle, it throws the check engine light on like as soon as you start driving it, and it just feels literally like I could run faster than it. But it's still a good car for her to learn stick on. Haven't really done anything to it. I think the last time I posted a video about it, it did have these wheels and tires on it. Haven't done anything though. I mean, it's still all the same way it was. Tint sucks. Lost a couple stickers due to the sun, and this will mostly just been a car I'll go and I'll test some of my detailing products on, so you can see there's a very obvious difference there. And then I forgot about the door, but you can see there's one spot here I taped it off, and unfortunately the paint's so thin, if I try doing a wet sand and then a buff, which is what I did here, it'll cut straight through. So I'm gonna try not to do that as much as I can, but overall the car hasn't changed. My wife's currently at work. Taser's still driving good, needs a belt tensioner, but it's not completely gone out, so we just gotta order one. But yeah, so for now, this is the garage update. Nothing's new on this car. I mean, aside from what I described. It is also filthy because it's been cold, and like I said, it snowed. But the plus side is last month I made the last payment on it, so this is officially paid off. I don't owe a single dollar on it, so that's always a plus. So of all the cars we got here, sorry about the wind, it just picked up. That's the updates. I do have something new coming for this. I don't know when it'll be here. It'll be a surprise, and I'm sure I'll do a video on it. But you can see we took it on the drive for TogeCon. So It's got the decals, which inspired me to purchase the newest item that I have coming for it. But for now, I'm gonna stop it here. Gosh damn, I'm not even close to that. Stop it here and pick up at the shop where the other two cars and the bike are, and give y'all an update on those, because there were going to be videos posted on them, but again, either I didn't pick up the camera or I just never got into the mood to edit. So I'm gonna stop here and we'll run across town and I'll show you the updates on those vehicles. Oh, and before I forget, one thing worth mentioning about this car that is absolutely hilarious to me is the forklift starter. I don't know why, but that is the funniest thing in the world. You start it up and it sounds like a literal forklift.
Bluetooth FM connected.
Well, as you can see, my Bluetooth is on, so I guess it's time to hit the road, so I will pick up when we get to the shop. And just like that, we're out here at the shop. So we'll go ahead and start with the elephant in the room. Yes, I still own this piece of crap. It's been sitting here in the mud, pretty much untouched. See, there's a little bit done to it. All the spare parts thrown in the trunk and coilovers still back here. But, so the last time I talked about this car, I was going to rebuild it and drive it as it was, and then I was going to put a, an LS truck motor in it. But since then, that's got noise. I've decided to do something a little bit more unorthodox. So I'm going to actually be putting a K-Series in this car. And as you can see, I got a little ways through, tearing everything apart. Whole wiring harness is off the engine. I just really have to get this other manifold half off and pull this one out, pull the trans off the motor, pull this out. But other than that, it'll be ready to go. What is this? This was not here before. But yeah, so it's still a turd, but that's to be expected. Of course, a couple of the other project cars, and then one car that's going bye-bye, that Taurus that fills SRT4, Potters. Still got the TL, still having transmission issues. A couple old OBS Chevys. But let me show you guys the process or the progress on the last car that's here in the shop, and then we'll talk about the bike that I also purchased. Alright, so here we are back in the shop. Things are a little different since the last time I came in here with a camera. A friend of mine is starting to do powder coating, so we've got a little powder coating booth in here. He picked himself up a Cummins Ram for a steal of a deal. Needs a little bit of work, of course, but for the price of what the motors go for out of this, he's gotten a pretty good deal on it. And then, of course, Billy's Prelude, my brother's Civic, which I probably shouldn't show that because there's some very not nice things on yeah, let's just leave it as that is. But the car I also can't show much of because there's also phallic members on the windshield of it. Is my wife's Camry, and as you can see, there's no motor in it. We actually finally got the motor pulled, and let me tell you what, that was fun. So this mount had all the bolts, and that one had all the bolts, but that one didn't. So this is supposed to be held on, it's like a tripod, I think, or maybe it's only two. Yeah, it's two. So there's two mounting points on to the subframe, and then from the subframe to this plate there's four. There was only these two and only one there. So when I went to go undo all this, I was like, why does it seem like there's what? And then I realized that this was still attached, so I undid that and realized, oh, of course, why would it be put in there the right way? Then of course there's also this botch job welding, which is actually much worse up close. There's let me get that. Look at that. There's a piece of the welding rod there. There was a piece that was stuck here. I don't know what this car went through. It was definitely an accident at some point based on the way things fit, but from last time you guys saw the car, it's got this mauve tan fender, which is super straight aside from one little dent. The car itself that we pulled this off of at the junkyard was immaculate. High mileage, it was like 180,000 miles, but immaculate except for where it got hit in that front corner. And then right here, we put a new door on it because you cannot buy this weather stripping anymore from Toyota. So your only solution is to find a door with the weather stripping and get it changed to match. Now obviously we didn't put the door panel back in because this was a white on tan car, and so we didn't want to put the tan door panel back in, but we do have it. It's in the back there with the broken blue one. The door doesn't close right either. I don't know what the deal is. You see the fitment down here is whack, and like I said, this car's been wrecked. Here's the last one. This is the project that's way different than I'm used to, and that would be this. So for all intents and purposes, for legal reasons, I paid $1,000 for it. However, let me get on this thing. This is the off-the-wall strange build. I guess you could say it's strange. There's some things on some of these cars, aside from the Skyline, which is, I know, shockingly not getting modified. There are some things that are, I can't talk about. It'll be a little while in the process. Like putting the K-Series in the E36 is kind of a crazy thing, but there's a way to do it, so that's not even that crazy. The crazy part about it is the rest of the stuff I'm doing to that car. So, minus all that, this right here is the craziest project for me because I have never ridden a bike. And I know what you're thinking, oh, you're gonna get a 650 for your first bike. Listen, this thing made like 80 horsepower. It's a 77, it's carbureted. It's not a fast bike. This is a perfect learner bike with enough power to get out of its own way, but also, as you can see by the tag, not a crotch rocket. This was a predecessor to a crotch rocket. So, in this pile of parts, in that motor, there's carbs in there and all the other parts. I could get this bike running with a gasket kit, put it back in. The only things I'd need is, it has no blinkers on the front or rear, and it has all the provisions for low profile. I could just get a mount and do low profile tack and speedo, but it doesn't have them on it. I just have to go in and mount them. But all that aside, this is my foray into bikes. That's torn apart with the motor over there, and that's torn apart with the motor over there, and well, the E36 is torn apart with, I don't have a motor for it yet. But all that aside, I'm hoping to get back into it, and hopefully, I really would like to get this one done first. But I feel like, even though I don't know a damn thing about bikes and getting all 4 carbs sequenced together, I think this will probably be the next one that gets running. The Celica, I've got to have somebody else look at. I don't understand what's going on with it. So, aside from needing motor mounts and all the other typical, 280,000 mile wear items. Sorry, I turned the lights off. But with that said, I'm hoping to get at least those 2 done, because that one right there, that one's going to be an interesting build when it's all said and done. All that in mind, this is the little garage update. This is the new edition. Well, technically I guess the bike is too, but this is the new edition that you'll see on the channel more because I'll be driving it every day. That's the one you won't see, and hopefully there'll be some videos on those 2 here soon once I find a gasket set and find the time to work on it. Maybe we will do a video on this, doing a little bit more teardown on it, getting some more parts out of it, and throwing stuff away that's not going to be usable by anybody else and selling the rest of it. But if you see that video, it'll be here soon, because I'd like to at least clear that out so I can make a game plan on it. And then from then on, it'll just be, I'll try to do probably weekly uploads on working on the other cars. So y'all take care. I will catch you in the next one.